There's a lot
We-
to it.
Just what we got to do.
Yeah,
Oh, you got to crack a new one.
I did. Okay,
Sorry.
you're good. Watch this. Reserve.
3, 2, 1. Oh yeah.
Very nice. Oh, look at that. Foamy.
Cheers, bud.
Ooh.
Ooh. At the Bow Cave without Bubba Campino.
Unfortunately.
He's a little sickly right now.
Yeah.
We don't know whether it's because he ate something or because it's been pretty cold here and then hot all of a sudden. We almost set a record. Or did we set a record?
I'm not sure if it set the record or not, to be honest.
Record
It was supposed to. For a month of February.
Month of February.
No, for March, because today's March 1st, right?
Yeah.
But still.
That beer churning in your stomach when it gets hot.
Yeah. Might have had a couple too many Coors Lights this morning. I don't know.
Yeah. He shot well.
He did. He had 1-0, but you know.
Got set. Still got set.
I'll be honest. In the time that I've been out there with Gump, though, they're normally throughout the day he's got 1-0 somewhere on his course and still manages to shoot very well for his overall score.
Yeah.
Normally.
If he just kept it together the whole time,
yeah,
he'd be a force to be reckoned with, man.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's always like that. It's like I feel like he's that one target away from being up there on the top, and it was that 0 that got him. And again, he normally finishes the course just like today. I think he finished. What did we say? With 3 12s, something like that, and
yeah,
puts it together there at the end. But you know, all good. Walker did very well.
Man, he cranked his fucking big old meat stick. He is a giant Canadian human, dude. He's what's that rule? With the deer? It's like the Borland or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but it's why the animals up north grow larger. It's because the nutrients are so dense and rich up there that you just get bigger animals and stuff like that. But that must be happening.
You're trying to think that's why he is the way he is, and built the way he is. Yeah, dude, he's a unit, man. Unit.
He is a large Canuck.
And then just like his style, like he's just 80 pounds, and then he doesn't use a slider, 7-pin, fixed sight. Like he's like, I don't care. Like I don't care how many are in. I just want it foolproof, you know?
Yeah.
And then the funny part about him today was that we got out to the range this morning and he was shooting bags and he was like, something's off, something's not right. And so he went to move one of his pins to like chase his arrow that was flying goofy. And his whole housing was like moving. And he's like, okay, I think I found the problem, you know? And we're like looking at it, and yeah, it was, the whole housing was loose. We're like, oh, dude. And then he goes and shoots the course. Like, he was like, well, I hope it's still okay. Like, I'm going to put it back where it was, but I hope it's okay. Because it was like loose, dude, like bad. And we were like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, well, hopefully I shoot the course okay. It was literally right before we drove off. And then we went down there, and I mean, I'm like, maybe that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Because he started shooting really well after that. So I don't know.
He's had a hell of a time with his Matthews because he got it in 80 pounds.
Yes.
And I think it was at 82 at one point. And there was a whole thing with his arrows where he had to go on a Wizard of Oz style hunt for arrows because not only is he super strong, but his ape index is unreal.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a combination of, I think, the draw weight, his draw length.
That bow was maxed out in every way.
I mean, his limbs cracked without anything happening other than him just shooting the bow.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can explain that. Like he is putting as much tension through that thing as a person can probably add to it, you know, without really intentionally trying to make the bow fall apart.
Yeah.
Like he's not. He still wants it to function. It's just if that's normal for him, man.
Well, and Zach was telling me that he had to go to the stiffest spine possible. So he found some like 200 spine arrows.
HLR 200s. Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't sell them in Canada. So the Canadian land. So it was this weird thing where the deal like he found a dealer that he could get them from, but it was like a week out, and they were like, listen, we're going on, it's going to be during the holidays, so we're not going to be open, but I'll leave them outside of out in the back of my shop and just pick them up. And he was just, okay. And then he just went to the back of the shop and picked up the box of arrows, and it was just,
wow. That's wild.
It's just something so dumb that like could only happen in Canadian land, you know?
That's wild.
But I mean, that bow is maxed out, and it felt like every single week he was coming to the range and something else was coming loose on that bow, just because of how violent that 80-pound Matthews is at whatever his 30 and a half inch.
I think it's 30. I think it's like almost. I think it's 31. Not positive, but I think it's 31. He dropped it down to 70 pounds though. He's shooting it at 70 now with the. I think the gold tip Valkyries.
Yeah.
Just because he's like, I don't want to. I'd rather save the money for now until I have a reason to be blowing through these HLRs.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Those things hit with authority too.
Yeah. The only thing was me and him were talking, and he was kind of running a test. So when he shot at high noon on the Gila, I know it's got a weird take on. And high noon on the Gila, he did a test where he shot 100 yards with the HLR versus 100 yards with the Valkyrie.
This fucking fan is bothering me.
I think there's a remote for it somewhere.
I remember there being a remote for it, but this thing is fucking...
don't know where it is.
I don't either. Oh well. We'll just...
Power through.
But anyways, the Valkyrie.
Anyway, 100-yard shot, HLRs versus Valkyrie. HLRs with wind, I don't remember. It wasn't like super windy, but I mean, with wind, I think he was like, yay right. You know, not even that far. The Valks were like a substantial double what those HLRs were, and it's just like you can totally tell they cut through the wind so different. Yeah. Same spine, same length of arrow, same weight in the front. Nothing was different other than the type of arrow, the shaft, right? It was the only thing that's different. And he's like, dude, they just don't care. Those HLRs just do not care. And I'm like, that's and granted, he was shooting 80 pound versus 70 pounds, but I mean, yeah. So like today I was telling, I was like, you're at 70, right? And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, this is so much more fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 70 pounds is fun for you? Like okay. He's like, yeah, this is easy. I can do this all day. I'm like, well, yeah, after 80 pounds, I would too.
I do think he shoots that thing a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably down to twice a week right now shooting.
Yeah.
But if I'm shooting a ton of indoor like I was, I back my target bow down to 50 pounds, just because 20 arrows a day isn't going to hurt me all that much. But when you start shooting
20 arrows a day 5 times a week plus the Sunday. Yes.
And that's going to affect anyone.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I mean, also like if you worked out your shoulders or your arms that week, it just makes it that much worse. Your shoulders need rest. So
yeah,
but yeah, it is way more fun. It's so much fun to back Pinky down to 50 pounds, and just
yeah. That's how I felt when I got that bear archery bow. Me and Zach kind of worked on it a little bit, and then we were between 55 and 60, and he set it to 60, and he was like, go give it a rip, let's just see. And you could entirely tell, for one, that I was set to a higher poundage. And for two, you can entirely tell that I was running a Hoyt, because I literally walked up and was like, boom, and it like hit back wall like so fast. And Zach's like, yeah, that's going to happen. You need to relax when you draw now, because it's smoother. Like the cams are smoother. It's not built that way. And I was like, okay. So that entirely took getting used to. But the nice thing now is that when I shoot it, it's like, it's easy, you know. Like I said, I can do it all day and be fine, you know. I mean,
I went from my 70-pound elite, and Brent had me draw his fifth. Like he was at 45 pounds at that point on his green bow.
oh yeah.
And I went to draw it back, and I hit the back wall, and it bounced back. And I was like, oh, jeez. I was like, all right. And he's like, yeah, it's only 45 pounds. So I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had that happen a couple of times where it bounces off the back wall and it scares the crap out of you.
That was basically what I did there, because I was just so used to having to rip through it to get it back there, right? Like it was definitely a learning point for me, because I had never really shot anything under, I want to say anything under 60 pounds, but I really, everything I've always shot was 70, you know, somewhere around 70.
Could you imagine shooting those 90-pound Hoyts?
Oh, dude, yeah.
I mean, I've heard that they're actually not that bad to draw back.
Yeah, I've heard that they make them pretty capable to where it's smooth, right? Like it's as smooth as it could be. I would like to try it, like just to see and just to see where that's at, because these newer bows, it's crazy. So, and we'll get into this, but I mean, I was trying an arc, and that was one of the talks that I had with Zach, was like, I after having my Hoyt, and it was set to 70 for a long time, then I had turned it up to like, it was a 70 to 80 pound bow. I had put it to, I think it was like 72 pounds or 73 pounds. But it was work to get it all the way back all the time. And I had to shoot it a bunch to get myself used to that. Because it also was very aggressive, right? Yeah. Like it wasn't built, that bow was not built to be a smooth draw.
No.
By any means. It was made to be fast and be aggressive. So I'm curious now at like these 90 pounds, how that would work out, as far as like, are they really making them that smooth to where it's 90 pounds, but it feels like 80 kind of thing? Because like I shot the arc, and I was like, you know what, let's throw some 75 pound mods in, Zach, and let's see what 75 pounds feels for me. Because I wasn't getting the numbers velocity wise at a 70 that I really wanted. So we put the 75s in, and dude, I didn't feel a difference.
Yeah.
I did not feel a difference. And I'm like, and I think I could feel it after like the, you know, maybe 5th, 6th shot. I could feel it, but it was only on like the hold side, not the draw side.
Okay.
Like once I'm on the back wall, I could feel myself like, okay, I got to get used to holding this.
Yeah.
Not the draw though. The draw was still just as easy as 70.
And with those bows, they just want to take off if you give them any inch.
Yes. Yeah.
I just think about like all the stuff that Walker's had with his bow. And I don't think it's a problem with Matthews. It's just when you get to 80 or 90 pounds, I just think that there's no free lunches, and that bow going off is gonna shake a whole bunch of things loose.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
And I think 80 is that cutoff
barrier. Yeah,
it's when that bow goes off, it's going to. So I don't know. Like, and the easiest thing to deal with that would just be to set everything and then take every screw out and just Loctite everything down, and you know.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think the bow is made to have 80-pound capability, but I think a lot of these companies that have the sight companies and the stabilizer companies, they aren't. I don't say they aren't building it, but they're building around a 70-pound bow, not an 80 to 90-pound bow.
Yeah.
Right. So I think like a lot of that, like today, his housing, I don't think that sight was made to be on in a bow that's used to shooting 80 pounds every time, being slammed with a 31-inch draw length every time. Like I don't think that sight is used to that. It's used to a 28 draw length with 70 pounds, which is pretty standard, I would say. Like that's probably why it loosened the way it did. Yeah. You know,
it's kind of like recoil with rifles and optics, dude.
Same.
I mean, I have one of those Arkans on one of my 22 250s, which I've been nothing but happy with that arcing on my 22-250, but there's no way that I'm putting that on a 300 PRC or a 300 Win Mag without putting a brake on the Win Mag. I
Right.
mean, just because you know you want something that is robust and you want the rings
it has to be.
Yeah.
Not only that, like I had a scoop one time. I ran it on an AR platform, on just a 5.56 platform. It ran fine. And then I threw it on a 6.5 Creedmoor, and 3 shots in, the actual etched glass that has the reticle twisted inside the scope.
Yeah.
And like it loosened inside, and I'm like looking through the scope, and like the crosshairs are just totally at an angle, and I'm like, that's not right. That's not supposed to happen. And it is what it is. I mean, I sent it in, get another one. It is what it is. But I was like, that's not going back on that rifle anymore because it's not made for that. So, but I have had that happen. Same thing. It's not built to handle that.
Yeah. Well, let's segue. You fucker, you have an ELK tag. Am I wrong?
No, sir. You are correct.
Okay. We won't say what unit.
Okay.
But you have an ELK tag.
I
an
do.
archery ELK tag.
Finally.
Which is why you're here, and which is why Gumpo wanted to do this podcast, which he is ill right now.
Yeah.
But tell me about that.
So, I mean, I've been waiting a long time for it. So, me and my dad we put in together. We've put in the last, like 7 or 8 years consecutively together. I've put in even the 3 years before that, so like 10 years total. The same way, hoping I just get to go hunt out. That's all I really just want to do is get the opportunity to go. So we drew together. So needless to say, there's 2 tags. But it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a good time. Gump, I know that's why he wanted to be here, wanted this podcast to happen, because I'm gonna build a whole new bow for it and go bow, arrows, everything, the whole from the ground up. So sold my Hoyt that I had for the last also 7 years, and we're gonna do something new so that way I don't have any I don't want any issues. I want to be sure my gear's on point for this. Waited too long to have something go wrong because I had old equipment.
Isn't that weird how like that comes around and you're just like, all right, this is my permission to spend a whole bunch of fucking money, dude.
I literally told other people when I was like, yeah, I have my Hoyt, I love my bow, but the second I draw an elk tag, I am for sure going to buy something new, for sure. And I knew I could get a decent dollar, thank you, sir. Get a decent dollar out of that bow and just invest in something new. So it's gonna happen.
Well, even if you sold that bow and you only got a couple $100 from it, I mean, the sights nowadays are getting to $600.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I looked at the new Ultra View or whatever it is, and I don't think the new Ultra View comes with a light, so you have to buy the cartridge along with it. Yeah. You have to buy like a cup, and so by the end, when it is paid and shipped to you, it's every bit of $600.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been in it. I mean, there's a reason why I would love a dialed proof. I've been looking at them and reading more about them, and I biggest thing is I have not felt one, like to hold and feel one, how it turns and all that stuff. But I like the idea of them. I like how they're designed. I like everything about them. But not to say it that way, but to save a little bit of money, I could just get a driver, and I think that's just as a tough sight.
Yeah.
And pins are just as bright. I can configure it kind of the same way. You have the same style options, I should say. I'm probably gonna go driver, probably.
I'm really impressed with.
Literally, that's the sight I'd probably do there. Like there's nothing wrong with that sight for what I need, and I think it's lighter than most as well. Yeah. 3
we
pin,
could just fucking take it off.
3 pin.
I'm gonna have to memorize. I'm gonna have to. It's on the second one. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, this is the guy. You can go up to 3 indicators, so you can have all 3 pins indicated. I mean, light. Their pins are bright as hell. Made tough. Also, it's like one of the easiest ones to like move. It's like one whole twist is like all the way up and down the rail. So why would you not want that in a pinch where you're not trying to sit there and move it, you know?
It's not a target site.
No. I mean, it can be, but it's that's not what it's for, but I mean, I entirely would use it for hunting on that side. Like and I'm just saying in comparison to the UV or the dialed, they're all comparable, but I think I'm leaning more towards the XL.
It's a really small like form factor too.
Yeah,
which I like because you can't really tell on the website how big they are or how heavy they are or anything like that. So when Gump got this, I was like, "Ooh, I like this, dude."
Yeah.
I made the decision that I was going to go with the UltraView because these had not come out yet, and like I don't know. I don't think that I made a mistake with the UltraView. It's a great freaking sight. And that was back when it was everything is included. You get light cartridge. The one thing that I will say about UltraView when they sent me my sight, it came in a box with extra screws, extra fibers, extra everything. There was so much in that
kit.
box.
It's not just the sight. They sent you the kit. Right?
I mean, extra everything, and I looked in there and I was like, okay, well, I mean, like I have no reservations about my purchase right now. It was a hit to the wallet, but I went through what you went through or what you're going through right now, where I said I am ready for a new bow. I sold my old one. I sold a pistol that I had, and I sold like something else that I forget what it was, and I was just like, this is my time to build my dream bow. No expense will be spared.
Yeah.
And I'm going to set it up exactly the way I want it to, with absolutely no compromises whatsoever. I'm going to go with what I want.
That's exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I'm at. Is I'm going to make sure I'm going to buy once and cry once, you know, like that's it. I'm going to make sure that I do it right the first time, you know.
And that's going to be my bow for the next 10 to 12 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll hold its own for that long, for sure. Yeah, equipment and all, right? Like that's where I'm at with it. Is I hope not, but I really hope I don't have to wait another 10 years for another elk tag. But I mean, like even last year I drew an Oregon tag with my dad as well. So we went up there, but that's a whole nother topic, and it's super hard hunting, different style. But it was I will say it'll make going into this hunt I want to say a lot easier, but I would think a lot easier. But that's for sure one thing I said was I was like, I'm going to take this bow, my old bow, into that hunt, into Oregon, go and try to chase them, try to get it done. But at the same time, if I draw that Arizona tag, I'm going to upgrade, and I'm going to upgrade myself the way I'm supposed to, which is where I do not cut myself short in any way, shape, or form whatsoever.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
I'm with you there, buddy. I think the one thing that Gump has told me about this site is that this
the shade?
The shade kind of rattles a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Yeah. But my only issue just from fingering this a little bit, I have fat sausage fingers, and so I could see my finger like getting caught in there, and it's just I don't like that. I don't like how close this wheel is to the housing.
Yeah.
Gump doesn't have a problem with it, but when I am in a stressful scenario, my fingers, I just want to grab and do whatever I need to do. I don't have a lot of dexterity. when I'm in a stressful situation. I just grab it, and I could see my finger doing that. But I think Gump has told me that like he loves this site. I think the drawbacks to the UV that I have observed over, geez, it's gonna be almost, oh, it's been over a year with the UV, is that this thing that unlocks the wheel
Yeah.
is up front.
I don't like that. I'm not a fan of it. I shouldn't say I don't like it. I think I could get used to it, but I'm not a fan of it. I feel like you open it and then you go to turn it and it wants to lock itself.
Correct. Yep. It falls back down, and I mean when it's down, you can't move the wheel.
Right.
But when you flop it up, you have to hold the bow kind of like this.
Yeah, you have to keep it
do
from
that.
falling on itself, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and if it falls down a little bit, it's really hard to turn. That being said, the wheel on the Ultra View, like when it is fully open, it is like butter. It's like this site. I don't know if this is an Ultra View issue or whether it is just a bubble level issue in general. But both of my Ultra View sites, the bubble has gone white.
Oh, we talked about that. Yeah, they kind of fade or whatever, right?
It fades real fucking quick.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that is an Ultra View issue or just the liquid in here. And the sun here is.
I was gonna say it's not like we're putting them in the best situation here. So I mean,
exactly.
But still, I mean, the others. My thing is again, so you can get the UV dialed drivers. They haven't done that. Like this one is probably just as old of a site, if maybe a little newer, but it's still super green. Like, why is that one turning white? You know?
Yeah, both of mine.
Yeah,
both of mine are turning white, which isn't necessarily an issue.
Have you seen if there's like other people out there that are saying that? Like, is it a common thing, or is it?
I bet you that nobody.
Or have you even looked into that?
I haven't even looked at it, and
Curious.
it could be that this is just a Yuma issue, because we have legitimately 345 days of sunshine, and when I say sunshine, I mean no clouds.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So the sun ruins everything out here. So I doubt that there would be an issue with anybody where, back in Ohio where there's instead of 340 days of sunshine, there's 340 days of clouds. I doubt that. I think that is a unique issue to us that is not really on the manufacturer.
Yeah.
That being said, it and on the Ultra View, the bubble can be replaced really easily.
Yeah. Right.
So
I'm sure that's not a factor at all. I was just curious if that's something that has been addressed anywhere else. Like this.
I could not tell you. The other issue that I've had with the Ultra View is the bubble is so long that it extends almost outside.
You can
of the
lose
housing.
it.
You can literally lose and which is not a problem here if you're on flat land, but if you are in a mountainous environment where your bubble really freaking matters.
Right.
If you you could be on the side of a mountain and completely lose your bubble, and there's a lot of people will tell you, mountain hunters will tell you that it like sometimes it's extraordinarily difficult to get your bubble in the middle when you're on a cliff face at this angle. And multiply that by the fact that you can't even find your bubble. Could be
Equals
an issue.
panic.
Exactly. Time you're not focused on your shot process. So I think that's really it with my Ultra View. The batteries don't last that long. But,
the lighting is good, but it doesn't last that long. So
but honestly, if you're getting a sight and you want it to be lighted, right before your hunt, throw some fresh batteries in there, and you won't have an issue, because you're not going to use that during the day.
Do you feel that the pins are super bright in the day without the light?
Oh,
it's just curiosity.
Yeah.
So I think those are like some of the brightest pins I've seen just like without a light out there, like that catch light.
Yep.
I feel like the drivers are just there, like they're good, like they're bright.
Well, and the fiber optics are exposed up top, which
Yeah.
is why you have this sunshade there where you can calm it the hell down. So,
Right.
I haven't asked Gump on his. Then again, Gump hasn't shot his expedition that much.
Yeah.
I think he's saving it for
When he draws a tag.
when he draws a tag and goes hunting. But you know, I haven't had really any issues with my Ultra View besides those little nitpicks.
Right.
But I have a tendency to nitpick almost everything. I will find a flaw that I don't like. But at the same time, if you're gonna make your site $600,
That's where I'm getting to. Is I'm like, if you had 3 sites that are all 3 roughly around $500-600, and they have, if I could choose between, you know, a little bit of a rattling, what do we call it, shade, or a bubble turning white with low battery life, longevity, or what do we say on the dialed proof? I mean, I don't really know much about them. I guess I haven't held one to know how they work and feel, but I would probably go with just a little bit of a rattle on a shade over the other probably issues, you know?
yeah.
That's me, you know?
Oh yeah.
But
Um,
like I said, back to the idea that regardless of what site I use, I mean, I'm gonna get it here pretty soon. Hopefully in this next month, I'm gonna make final decisions and get everything together, start getting all the pieces together, get this new build going. Gump's gonna help me come up with a arrow recipe, and we're gonna get to shooting, man. It's gonna be fun.
so what are your?
It's gonna be a long but short summer all at the same time.
Oh yeah.
You know, all at the same time. I feel like it's gonna go like that, but
And you're gonna be in
at
September.
and yeah. But it's, if I look at it day by day, man, it's already like, I'm already looking at it from when I found out that I had the tag, and it's already like, man, already this and this has happened. I already I sold my old bow, and like things, it just moved fast but slow at the same time.
Yeah.
But I'm excited, man.
What are your finalists for bows that you're looking at?
The Matthews Arc and the PSC Mach series. Probably a Mach. Honestly, I mean, I shot the Mach 33 today. It changed my life.
Yeah.
It changed my life. It just felt so smooth, man. I would like to go maybe find a 30 that I can shoot, or go somewhere to shoot a 30 before I make final decisions. Just because I know the 30 is, I mean, I'm a smaller frame dude, so I think my draw length's 27.5. I don't think the 30 would be bad. If I went with the Arc, I was gonna go with the Arc 30, just because I can get a little bit more velocity out of it. But I tell you what, that draw cycle on that PSE was just unreal. Like, it's just so smooth, clear back wall. I mean, it felt good. It just felt so good. There's no reason to. There was nothing that I could tell you. If you said, okay, how could you make it better? I wouldn't even know what to tell you to make it better, other than the idea of, okay, give me the same configuration, but same arrow, but more velocity, then that's better. But as far as all the mechanics of it, that I don't know what else you could do to make it better.
Yeah.
For me, that's just for me.
Yeah. I shot the same bow 2 weeks ago. Fritz's Mach 33 DS.
Yeah, the FDS.
And I've shot a Mach. I've shot the PSE Mach before. And I was like, all right, but when I picked it up, his and shot his Mach 33 DS, which is the new, I think it's the newest PSE.
Wait, who's?
Fritz's.
Yeah, so his has the FDS cams, which is they're a little bit fat. They're not the EC2 cams.
Yeah.
The EC2 cams they're fast, but they're smooth. They were meant to be like a smooth draw. These FDS, I think, are supposed to be like 7 or 8 feet per second faster than the EC2s, no matter what style and draw you have, no matter what. They're supposed to be like 7 or 8 feet per second faster.
Well, and I shot that bow, and of course Fritz doesn't have as long of a draw length, so my elbow was at this angle.
Yeah.
And I only shot it at 20 and 30 yards, but I freaking smoked the center ring of everything that I shot at on that practice range.
Yeah.
And normally when I pick up somebody's bow and there's a difference in draw length, I'll normally shoot left or right weird.
Right.
But with his, it was I could have gone out and probably kicked everybody's ass out on the range
With his
that
bow,
day. With
yeah.
his bow at the wrong draw length. And I was like, ooh. I was like, how much do I have in my bank account right now?
Yeah.
But
it's
it was, and that's why I told you to shoot it, because I was like, it's really weird. It feels like a 33-inch axle bow in all the right ways, and then doesn't feel like a 33 axle in all the right ways.
correct.
So it like the string angle, the stability feels like a 33-inch bow, but when you look at it, it doesn't look and it doesn't wield like a
Right.
33-inch
Right.
axle bow. It's an amazing, and everybody last year said that I think for the past 2 years, it's been a mock bow that has won bow of the year.
Yeah. For sure.
Or everybody has said this is the best bow I've shot this year. The problem with PSE was I feel like they couldn't get them to people.
They couldn't get him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking crying shame, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good problem to have, but it's a bad problem to have all at the same time. All at the same time. You created something amazing, but if you can't produce it fast enough to get it out there, you're losing, right? Like that was my thing with them. Because then, like I said, they came out with that Sicario, and it's cool. That's a whole different monster. I shot one, and I'll say I didn't like it, but the whole idea of the Sicario is it's supposed to be lightning, right? It's supposed to be super fast, but it's only fast if you're at, well, I don't say it's only fast, but you really see benefits when you're past like a 28-inch draw length from what I've read, seen, and heard, because I shot this Sicario and it was I'm a 27 to 27.5-inch draw length, and then now I've shot this a Mach 33. They felt the same, and I think it was about the same feet per second with style arrows. Like there's not, unfortunately, what I'm learning now, because this is the first time that I'm gonna go out and go buy like
I just coughed in your face there. Sorry, bud.
all good a like brand new build with modern, like something super modern, is that, you know, unfortunately you can't you can't beat a short draw length, unfortunately.
Yeah.
When you have a short draw length, you're just kind of stuck with what you got. So that's why, like, that's where I'm at, is I want the velocity and I want the speed, but I'm finding out real fast that it's going to take a couple more things to help me get there, because I don't have the draw length that I wish I had.
Yeah.
So that's part of the push and pull on it. So like for me, I already know, like, that's why, like I said, with my old bow, I had to have it at like, it was like 72, 73 pounds, because I needed to up it to even get me to like, it was like 275 feet per second with like a 440 grain arrow, which is still fine. I mean, that was fine numbers for me, but it was also a 13-year-old bow.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Hoyt RX3. So these new ones now, like, to me, it's like I said, like, if I can go, I shot the Art, shot it at 70, and I shot both the 34 and the 30. I liked the 30 better. The 30 with a 420 grain arrow, I think I was getting like 280, like barely 280, I think. And so I was like, you know what? Let's try 75 pounds and see what happens there. 275, this is like 301. But, I mean, so I really, it was actually a half-inch too long of a draw length for me because of the mods and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But so I would go down. So it would probably be like it'd probably be like 295. But I'm like, that's perfect. But,
I'm at 296.
But what I'm learning is I'd have to run it at 75 pounds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so, you know, because you have more draw length.
Yeah.
So you can make up for it in that. But, you know, it's all good. That's the only thing I'm learning now. That's what has me also in this factor of trying to figure out which bow I want and the design and the build, because I'm basing it on the idea of I want to be at a certain speed with a certain arrow, and then at that point let's see what bow can help me be capable of that, but at the same time where I'm comfortable, like I said. So this Mach 33, like, I think that's where it's going to be. I think I can run that bow maxed at 70, and then after that I can run an arrow that can get there for sure and be comfortable. For sure. That bow was, I mean, it was, like I said, something else. They're awesome.
I don't know what it was.
I liked the feel, just like, so I'm coming off of having a carbon bow. So I know, so everyone's always like, oh, it's because you tried a carbon, and I'm like, no, I had a carbon. My RX3 was a carbon. So it's not that. And so the lightness is what I am used to, but it is literally dead in the hand, like on the shot. Like, I felt nothing. There's guys that say they feel a little bit of vibration, and I'm like, I don't shoot enough to, even in recent time, I have not shot enough to feel that. Like, if you're looking for it if you feel it.
Yeah.
But if you just relax and take your shot, I didn't feel anything. Dead in the hand.
Yeah. That makes me feel so old, because I remember when that RX3 came out. and then you look back and you're like, holy fuck, that was like 11 years ago or something like that. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was.
Good God, dude.
Yeah. I remember busting my ass to buy that bow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before that, I had a Hoyt. It was like a Viper Tech or something. It was just it was actually my dad's bow. He bought himself a new one and then gave me that bow. And I worked on it and had Zach work on it, and we got it built more for me and dialed in for me. And it shot. I still have it. I mean, it's a shooter. I'll never get rid of it, just because it was my first bow. It was given to me. Like, it means a lot to me. And just that I never took anything with it. I never shot anything with it. But I missed a buck at, like, I think it was like 45 yards. But that thing, it was loud. It was a loud bow, right? And so I'm sitting water. I have this buck come in. I knew from me to the other side of the water was 45 yards, and he's literally on the other side of it, broadside, standing there. And I shot, and he jumped the string. But when he jumped it, he like ducked. And as soon as he ducked, that arrow literally went right over the top of him. Landed behind him, and then he actually ran around the water and past me as I'm trying to put another arrow. And
Fuck
like,
you.
yeah, dude, and he's like going past me. And I was like, after that, I was like, I have to buy a new bow, because this thing is not, it's going to happen every time. Like, it was in my head that's going to happen every time, or I'm going to have to try to like adjust for them to jump my string kind of thing. Cause it was loud. It was very like a snappy loud. And I'm like, cause at the time that bow was older. It was already older. So I'm like, okay, I got to upgrade. And so I busted my ass and bought that RX3. And that bow was awesome. It was good to me. I put new strings on it every so often. And it just stayed being a shooter, dude.
Yeah.
But my thing now is, like I said, what I can get out of it, two things is, one, I need to trust my equipment, because this is a big deal to me having this ELK tag. Two is that if I can get, even though my performance might not go up a whole lot, like I said, I was already shooting 275 feet per second with that bow, so it was already really fast. But I feel like if I can get there with a lot more comfort, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing.
I'll never, and I don't have the short draw length problem that you have, because I've got, I think mine's like 29 and a half bordering on 30. But I told myself I'll never buy a speedbow ever again. Because I had a Hoyt speedbow. It was one of those turbos.
Oh yeah.
And man, it didn't matter. those deer would jump the string every single time.
Yeah.
To the point where I had to aim under the animal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that. That was what was in my head. Was after that one that jumped, I'm like, I'm gonna entirely have to compensate, or just subconsciously, I'm gonna try to hold low because I think that's what's gonna happen every time, right? Like.
Well, and then you'll get that one time where you'll hold low and they don't move at all.
Yeah.
And it just sails right underneath them. You're like, what?
Now what?
Fuck,
yeah.
dude.
Yep.
You're like, I can't fucking hit him, man.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, no, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So I don't know. We'll see how this works out. Like I said, I would love to shoot a PSE Mach 30 with the same cams just to see if there's a difference from axle to axle, but I think the 33 is where it's at.
Yeah.
It was comfortable, it was nice. I same thing. Dollar wise, they're a lot more money, but I can see why now.
Yeah.
Now I can officially say I see why. For sure. But I don't see why. I mean, like I said, at this point, I'm going to buy once and cry once. Let's just do it all right. So between that, the Aero build, I'm probably going to do HLRs. I'll probably just do... The nice thing with HLRs is they have like the 3 versions or whatever. I think they have like the elite, gamers, and sports.
Yeah, that's the straightness.
Yeah, right.
Level.
So like I can shoot like the sports like all summer and just kind of practice with them, and then come game time, then I'll throw the gamers or elites in there.
Yeah. And
just be sure that they're straight and we're good, you know. But I think they'll be fine.
Did you find that when those mock bows came out, they looked really fucking ugly, and then I don't think they've changed a single thing on them, and now they just don't look as ugly anymore. They actually look really good.
So
it's so weird.
I've never thought that they looked ugly. Like, what was it? The Levitate was the first one that came out? Okay.
Well, they had the mock series before that.
Okay.
And then they stopped doing it, and then they came out with the Levitate.
So maybe I just paid attention to where once the Levitate came out, but I don't feel like it looked ugly, but I definitely feel like it looked weird because there was nothing to it.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing to it. Like it was literally like just I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's just a straight riser. Like there was not any with 2 diamond cuts in it. No design, no nothing. Versus, like I said, even me, the carbon bow I went with had all these crazy twists and tubes and whatnot going everywhere. I'm like, how is that? There ain't no way that bow's that. I mean, it looked like a fancy trad bow type looking thing, right?
Yep.
Like, because it's just so simple. There was nothing to it. And now, yeah, I mean, they definitely look a lot more appealing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they first came out, to me they just looked different. You know, is the word I would say.
I think they probably shaped it a little bit differently, and it just looked off. And now they don't look off at all.
At all, yeah.
It's so weird. I think I find that fascinating how when the Levitate came out, I was like, oh, I don't really like the look of that thing. And now the Mach 33 and the Mach 30 DS, I'm like, that's a good looking bow.
They just, to me, they on the looks side, they definitely look. I just think that they look clean. I think they don't look like there's too much going on. I like the less is more thing, right? Like there's not. Like I like the Matthews. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking them. I still like them. You know, I shot them and I was pretty close to just doing one of them, to be honest with you, until now. But I like that they have the whole bridge lock and integrated system, like where everything's, you know, integrated into the riser, and it's cool. But there's a lot going on. Like there's a lot going on there. And to me, it's like sometimes like less is more. Like I think I like the idea that like with those, it's just carbon. You have your spot for stabilizer, spot for a back bar. Like that's it. It's not so many. Well, you can do the bridge lock, or you can do, you know, too many options.
Yeah.
For me, it's too many options on the Matthews. But it's cool that you can do all that. But less is more. So that's what I'm saying. I like on the appealing side, like even like the Expedition, right? Like, I mean, the riser's cool, but not a lot for the accessories, I guess, but it's just the riser has a lot going on, right? Like,
Yep.
like even like your Elite, I like your Elite. Like I feel like there's not a lot going on there. Pretty simple, but
She's a thick girl though. She could
yeah.
lose some weight.
Eh. But see, that's my other thing with the that's probably my one worry with the mock series is how light. And I mean, it can be fixed with just bars. Like you just make sure you put the right weight with bars to make sure everything's set. But not only for balance, but I've learned that I like a little bit of a heavier bow to help me be stable. And going into this, I want to be sure everyone's like, well, what about carrying weight? And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm going to carry it. I'm going to have to hike with it. Like, I'm going to bust my ass with this bow. But I have all summer to carry it and get used to it being with me all the time. But my thing is wind. When I'm at full draw, if it's windy as hell that day,
Yeah.
I need to be able to steady that pin. And if it's too light of a bow, my RX3 didn't have that problem per se because I added bars and like sidebars and stuff to where it was very weighted. But when I first got it, I just ran a front bar and that was it. And it definitely wanted to move in wind.
Yeah.
For sure. And things are different. I mean, down here, it's not so much because, I mean, we don't get a whole lot of gusty winds. But up there, probably going to deal with it, you know?
Yeah.
At some point. So we'll see. That's the only factor I have with that bow. But that's why I also like the idea of sticking to a 33 because it'll help that. It'll help me, I think, stabilize a little bit better.
Well, all these bows nowadays have those super duper wide limb pockets.
Yeah.
So it just adds to the stability. But no, I hear you on the heavier bow side because even Gump with that expedition, he took it out on a super windy day, and I think he put it away because it was
It's tough.
flying away.
It's tough, yeah.
It was literally flying away.
And at the time, the last time I saw him with it, he didn't even have a stabilizer on it at all. I think he only has it on there because he's running a quiver now. But back then he didn't even have a stabilizer. So I'm like, I can only imagine holding that thing. It's like under, I think altogether it's like under 6 pounds or something. Like with the quiver and all right now as it sits.
Yeah.
I think it's under 6 pounds. And I'm like, that's cool for hiking purposes, but yeah, full draw in the wind, good luck.
That thing is astonishingly light. It's very weird when you pick it up.
Yeah.
It's very strange indeed. Could you imagine if Matthews made like a magnesium bow?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Those they've already cut out so much from their risers because of those 6-axis CNC machines and stuff like that. Like, could you imagine if they changed to or offered a magnesium riser? That's
got to be their next move, right? I would assume.
I don't think so.
No?
Of course, I know quite a bit about machining because I had a lathe in my dad's basement growing up. You know, mill drill, all of that stuff. I don't know if it requires a different tooling in your CNC machines to machine magnesium versus aluminum, because I mean those CNC machines when they're doing all that aluminum, you know, I don't know if magnesium gums up a little bit more, so you have to use a different type of material, different bit or anything like that.
Yeah.
But and of course, if you're doing, you know, 10,000 bows a year, making a switch in your tooling is not something that you take lightly.
Right.
You know, it's because they're doing industrial size stuff.
Not only size, but quantity.
Quantity, exactly. So I don't know if it requires a different tooling, but
I'm sure it does. It has to.
It could. And but if they made a magnesium like arc, I guarantee you they could probably shave off. I mean, 3/4 of a pound.
I was gonna say half a pound.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe even more.
I'm thinking half pound at least.
Yeah,
at least.
I mean, I don't know if they'll ever do that.
No, for
The
sure.
one thing that I've been told is Matthews is very much like, this is what we do. We are going to stick to aluminum bows. They will never make a carbon
Yeah,
bow.
yeah,
I have been told they will never ever make a carbon bow. They will they do things a certain way, and that's the way they do them.
that's
Which I could understand a manufacturer going, we're not dealing with carbon. You have to source it from overseas. It's a whole different type
ball game. It's
of process. You like even you can't see machine it, so all of our machines are no like
worthless at that point.
worthless at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not doing it. But magnesium, if you can magnesium, or you can CNC machine magnesium the exact same way that you could CNC aluminum. You just might have to change the tooling or whatever, and change the speeds at which you cut and stuff like that. I don't know that process, but it would be much less of a process to make a magnesium series bow than it would be to make a carbon.
Right. Right. And I think with Matthews, I mean, they're just like
Why
I said,
would you switch?
like I said, I shot this PSE. It's great and all, but I have nothing bad to say about the Matthews. Like they are a great bow. I mean, it felt the two I shot felt amazing. They feel just as good. Like I said, I have nothing bad to say about them at all. And so it makes sense. If they're doing what they're doing and they're being successful at it, why would you reinvent the wheel when they're doing fine without it? I get it. At that point, then I think their focus is how do we forget weight? Let's focus on velocity, or let's focus on something else that can get us that person, that buyer sense of feel. Like let's create that alloy bow that has the same feel as somebody else's carbon bow.
Yeah.
Right. And if we can create that or be as close to it as possible, then why even go carbon other than weight? But again, then there's guys like me. And like I said, that was one thing that is one factor that has me still leaning on an arc, is that I would actually like that little bit of weight difference. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Considering that it might help me in that situation, right? It might.
Yeah.
Rather than having to add it onto something, add it in bars or add it in weights on the front of like the stabilizer or whatever, it's already figured into the bow,
Well,
but
also with Matthews, they are the top selling bow every single year.
Yeah.
Why the hell would you change?
Yeah.
They have absolutely no reason to change anything whatsoever, except for, come out with a new bow every year.
Right.
So, you want to rip a piss real quick?
Sure.
I have to.
Go ahead. Yes, I'm good.
Oh. Yeah, Gump is still out of commission. He is not feeling well.
Poor dude.
Yeah.
Heard a mule kicked him in the stomach.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know if Mama Gump is gonna want to make us stay for dinner. She's a feeder.
Yeah.
I love Mama Gump. Should probably be like, get on in here and have some dinner. But okay, so what were your other finalists for? What are your other finalists for bows besides the PSE and the Matthews? What have you shot? What have you not shot? What do you want to shoot? Because this decision doesn't have to be right now. Obviously, you probably want to get this bow by March or April.
I told myself that within this next month, I want to have it at least decided, because I already kind of figured, I'm like, there might be certain things I gotta wait on and order and do all that, and then get it put together, aero build, all that stuff. So I'm like, I'm giving myself a month to make the decisions. I still have my bow right now that I use for 3D anyway, that I can just shoot and be practicing, shooting. So the other bow I would really like to shoot is probably the RX9 Ultra. just because I was used to a Hoyt and I trust Hoyt. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty. Like I said, this will be my first elk hunt in Arizona for my own tag, but I have gone on a few others, and then I've deer hunted up north in August when it's hot as hell, and like I've gone and put the work in, and I'm rough on my stuff. I'm rough on my gear. I don't mean to be, but I put it through it, not intentionally, but because I just like to go out and do these things, you know. So that's the other part that I loved about my Hoyt was the build and like the quality of it was that I knew I could drop it in the dirt and pick it up after and shoot it and it'd be just fine.
Yeah.
Like they are just built that way.
They are overbuilt to the extreme.
Yeah. I mean, I watched what was it, FMJJ's deal about when he did the dry fire testing on all these new bows.
He did it again this year, and it performed exactly the same. He's like, we're gonna go to 10, and then we're gonna stop because there's no point in doing it after 10.
Yes, yeah, no, like there's like they are just built tough as shit. Like, yeah, you might have a stiffer draw, it might not be the smoothest in the world. You might have some vibration in the shot. Okay,
they've come a long way in that aspect, though.
But it might matter when you're like up on that hill chasing that one bull and like something happens and you drop your bow or something, like not that you want that to happen, but in that situation, like, you know, like you were saying, in pinch high adrenaline situations and you're like fidgeting and all of a sudden it falls or whatever, like you need to know that it's not gonna fail, like something's not, or you know, or you hit it on something,
or you could fall on your bow.
Yeah any of that stuff is a factor, right? And so to me, like, that's what keeps Hoyt in the running for me, is the idea that they are just built tough as shit.
Yeah.
They are a tough bow. I can trust it, that it can put it through the ringer and it's going to be fine. Like I said, mine was, I don't know, it was 7 or 8 years old to me. And it was built even before that. I was second owner of that bow. But I mean, just tough as you can imagine, you know. That's what Hoyt, I think I'm pretty sure that's what they boast about, is that they're pretty a tough bow build.
Yeah, they're so tough. They used to just, I had my old Hoyt, they'd just destroy strings. Yeah, because they're so freaking tough, man.
So I mean, that's the other one I would like to maybe shoot. I know they just came out with the RX-10, but in all honesty, I didn't see too much difference statistically, I didn't see too much difference in the RX-10 versus the RX-9. So I'd probably just go see it. I mean, either one. I would just, if I could, I mean, for the dollar difference, I'm like, I'd probably just get an RX-9 right now. Yeah. Save a little bit. I'd try to save a little money there, and then I can reinvest that money into the sight or the arrows or something else, to where the complete total is lower in price, but I still get just as good of a bow. You know?
So usually Hoyt, they used to do this every year, but every couple of years they'll come out with like their equivalent to like their turbo version. Mm-hmm. If they came out with the turbo version of their RX-9, which is probably going to be a 31 to 33 axle to axle.
So they have right now, they have the Ultras. So they have the RX-9 and then they have the RX-9 Ultra.
The Ultra is the longer, but they usually come out with something in between where it's a speed bow.
Yeah,
that they market
faster
as
cam. It's normally a faster cam. Yeah, right.
Would you consider trying that out and getting it?
I wouldn't mind trying it, but I mean, typically, from what I've seen, because like I said, I did have an RX, so I followed the RXs for a long time. I mean, I've shot even I shot an RX-1, I bought the RX-3, I shot an RX-5, I've shot an RX-7. I have shot them to know how they feel and seen how they've progressed, even without me buying them. I've shot them. And I have shot some of the Ultras to where I know, like, all it does is it changes just how aggressive they are on the draw, which it's what you want if you are that speed guy. If you want that crazy intense speed, which I do want speed, but it comes at a cost, right? It does come at a cost.
That turbo taught me that, man.
Yeah, it does. To be honest, I would probably be fine. I would try it just to say I tried it, and kind of probably, to be honest, to rule it out. But I think just probably the standard RX, or not standard, but the RX-9 Ultra would probably be where I'd want to probably be at, only because it's a 30-30 axle bow. So I think it'd be kind of the same thing as the Mach 33, is it gives me good forgiveness, good string angle, and I think it can still perform speed-wise.
Yeah.
For what I need. It's not going to be overkill, kind of, if you would say that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I'd be open to try one, if
Yeah.
for sure.
So, PSE, ARC, Hoyt.
Those are my big three. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to say nothing else is really on the radar, but those are pretty basically where I'm at. Again, if I give myself too many options, I mean, I want to try whatever is kind of in front of me if I can. And like I said, I gave myself a month to kind of make decisions, but those are the three I'm basically hinging on.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, and to be honest with you, it may come down to
like I did shoot Gump's Expedition this morning, and like nothing. I have nothing bad to say about it. I liked it. Felt good.
Yeah.
I just, me personally, I don't know much enough about the brand to, I don't want to say trust it, but I don't. I have nothing attaches me to it right now.
Well, and also you want I don't know this about Expedition, but with you have picked the three largest brands in the archery industry, and they are the three largest brands for a reason. Mm-hmm. And also the support behind those brands is second to none.
Right.
So if something goes wrong, and to be honest with you, if it's a difference between a PSE and the ARC or the Hoyt, it's going to come down to which bow can you get right now.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, and the other factor of that is speaking on support, is that I love the idea that, because I mean, this guy's helped me through all my builds and all my stuff. Like every bow I've had, he's touched and worked on and helped me. He helped me get my proper form and things of that sort. Is Zach? That's Briggs. So I mean, the hard part is it'd be nice to get a bow that something happens, chances are I can go snag a part, or we can order it and get it fast. Versus if I get a PSE or I get a Hoyt, I have to understand that it's going to take a minute to get that stuff in.
Zach can get you a PSE. But
again, it's not like he carries PSE stuff on hand.
Right.
Matthew's stuff is there. There's chances of some stuff there.
Did you talk to Fritz about how quickly he got his PSE? Because he got it from Zach.
Yeah, and I think he said it was like a month. It took a month to get.
That's not bad.
No,
because you could decide on that PSE. You could shoot the other ones and be like, "Hey, Zach, get me a PSE," and he might be able to do that.
Oh yeah, no, he can for sure.
Because he can it takes longer for Zach to get the actual bow. If you need a part, he can call PSE and they'll be like, "Hey, it'll ship out tomorrow."
Right.
So it takes longer for him to get the actual bow than it does for if you already have a bow and you need
the part.
You need the part.
Yeah.
The part, he can call PSE and they'll be like, "Yeah, it'll ship out tomorrow. It'll be there in 2 days."
Right. But that's what I'm saying is to have the support to where it's if I know if something was to happen or something was to go wrong with the bow, or there's something I want to adjust, change on it. That's the idea. That's nice. Is let's say I went with the ARC and I went with the ARC with the 70-pound mods on it, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, fuck it. Let's do 75-pounders. Mm-hmm. And he I know he doesn't keep those on hand, but I know he can get them quick. He can get them if needed. I just know that it's nice, and I'm not saying he can't for the PSE or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. It's that's also a factor. I know that with Hoyt, if I go with the Hoyt, he's gonna order it just like I gotta order it, or he's gonna help. Chances are, because he's done it for me before in the past, is where he helps me find the part, the right thing I need, make sure I'm ordering the right thing, and then I just order it because it's At that point, that's the other thing that I have thought of. It that does play a factor.
Yeah, and I try to go through Zach for as much
Oh
as I
yeah,
can.
100%, 100%.
And you know, I just didn't shoot the Matthews as well as I shot any of my elites.
Yeah,
And I was just like, for the platform, I want the thing that I shoot the best. But for everything else, like honestly, if this Mach 33 DS had come out when I was going through I want
yeah,
the bow of my dreams, I probably would have. I probably would have done that. It was just. It was just at that time my elite. I knew that Exalt 35. This thing was going to shoot well for me. I just knew it, and it always has. But
the elites are nice bows, man. Like I know a few guys that have ran them in the past. Elites and primes are they're I think they're good bows. I have nothing bad to say about them. I have my cousin and one of my really good friends. He who had an elk tag last year. They both have the prime Ronins, I think, and so they're like middle class bow, right? But like it's like value bow. Like I think you can get one for $600-700, but like done, or maybe it might be like $1,000 done, complete bow, whatever. But like regardless, is like for what you get out of them, they are really good bows. Like I've shot his. They're really nice. Again, nothing bad to say about them, but I think just for me, I would still get a little bit something else, you know. But they're nothing bad about them at all.
You know what's crazy about that bow? I don't know whether it's because I shoot skinnies. I think they're 204s. I don't know whether it's because I'm shooting 70 pounds and I have a 29.5-inch draw length, but my arrows always penetrate at least 6 inches more than everybody else's on the range, with the exception of Walker's. Walker has a Matthews that was at 80 pounds. He's at 31, 30 and a half, 31 inches. And but my arrows penetrate just as much as his out of that thing. And that is on smooth mods. And it's going 296.
I was gonna say.
I was like, I don't know whether it's because it's the skinny shafts or whether there's something about that bow.
I think it's a combination, because his from what I remember, when he was gonna go on a he had a Canadian hunt that he was going on last like September, because me and him were because I had that Oregon tag, and we were practicing a lot together at the same time. Watch that tablecloth.
Oh.
And he was we were practicing a lot at the same time, and I think he was shooting a. I'm trying to remember how many grain arrow he was shooting, but he had he had 80-pound limbs, but I guarantee his arrows were way heavier than yours, which is probably why you guys are getting, but he was still getting the same speed.
Yeah.
His heavy arrow, it was like a 460 grain arrow, was going like 303 at that. But again, when it hits, you guys have the same kinetic energy going into it, right? Which is cool. But his were not. Yeah, his were 204s. He was shooting the HLRs. He was shooting the HLR gamers. But again, I think he has you beat on draw length by a couple inches too, so that helps. So his arrow is heavier.
Yeah.
But he's just as fast because of the draw length. Right?
Yeah.
That's again, back to that topic, is draw length. I feel saves some. The longer your draw length, that is the number one thing that can get you the speed. Yeah. That can get you speed if you have it. If you don't have that, then you got to either up poundage or lighten the arrow. Like that's the kind of the math I've come up with, very simply. So I mean, but yeah, I think because yours, I mean, at 290, what did you say, 296?
296, yeah.
At 296.
411 grains.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you have to be penetrating. Like, I mean, like I look at mine, I mean, yeah, I don't go through targets, but I'm like, mine now is, I mean.
But I mean, we've got people of all draw lengths and poundages and stuff like that, and all of theirs seem to penetrate the same, and then mine just goes 6 inches deeper. And I don't know whether that's most of the time because I'm hitting more of the shot out portion because I try to average a 10, but also I've hit a 5 where Walker's hits, and mine penetrates the exact same amount. So for me, that tells me I don't need to do anything with my arrow.
You have the right recipe right now.
Exactly.
You have the right recipe right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, that's why I'll never buy a speedbow ever again, because I don't think that the speed matters as much as everybody else does. Especially in the whitetail, because I think whitetail deer can react. You would have to be going 400 feet per second to get that whitetail to not react as quickly to that arrow. Right. And it's just what the difference between 310 feet per second and 280 is nothing compared to how a whitetail can react.
Right.
I just don't think it's. I have it on slow-mo video where man, they are so freaking quick. It's lightning fast.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
No, I think you have the right recipe going. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I think so. And I think Walker's deal is the reason why I think he even went to 80. I mean, of course, Walker's a unit. He's a big old boy. He's
big old meat stick, dude.
But
big old Canadian meat stick, eh?
But I'm trying to remember. I feel like he had I don't know if he was up there hunting like moose or something. He had something up there that he was hunting. But I was asking him like what his range was. Like if he's like, are you planning on shooting it at like 80 yards or like, because he's practicing that distance like a lot at that time frame. He was not really. He would shoot like 30, 40 just to kind of wake himself up. But then he was like living at like the 70-yarder target consistently. And I'm like, is that probably what your barrier is like if it hits 72, like you're sending it, or like, like, and he's like, I don't know. He's like, but either way, like I want to be sure like at that distance, I'm killing it for sure. So like I could lighten the arrow. Like me and him talk. He's like, I could lighten the arrow, but I'd rather it be heavier. For the killing purpose. So to me, it makes sense. I remember he went from the HLRs to, what did he change? He changed something. He went from the HLRs, I think, to this new arrow, and he went from like 303 feet per second. He dropped down to like 295, and he was like, "Oh man." Like,
and his arrow is probably 470 grains.
I'm working so hard to get within that range, and you're like, oh, it's slow, below 300. I'm like, oh, he's all down about it. I'm like, come on, man.
His arrow is probably every bit of 500 grains because his spine is 200.
Yeah.
And then he's got a crazy long ass arrow.
I'm curious how much Zach has to actually cut off for him. Like I'm curious. Okay.
I think there was one time where he did it straight up.
So funny story. So a few weeks ago, Walker goes out. He shoots the course with us, and he lost. I think he lost a total of 4 arrows. One that he savored though. The other 3, we went back to bags, and we were sitting there hanging out talking, and he's like, hey, wait a minute, what's your draw length? And I'm like, oh, it's 27 and a half. And he's like, how long are your arrows? I'm like, I think they're 28. Like they're literally like a half inch out. And he's like, huh. And he like grabs the ones he broke, gets my arrow, and like, dude, it was still like his broken arrow was still like inches taller than mine. And he's like, just take these. He's like, you can try them. I'm like, what am I gonna do with 200 spine shafts? And he's like, I mean, you can just try them and see if you like them. I'm like, all right, sounds good, man. Thanks.
Well, he's a legend, dude.
He's like, they broke in half, and I'm like, it's sad when they break in half and their mind's wrong. Like, it's sad. It was awesome, dude. I'm like, all right, well, I just gained 3 pretty expensive arrows, but we can cut them and make them something now.
Dude, I'll tell you what, he's about ready to defect right now.
Yeah.
Come down here for I don't know, but he's an interesting character. He's a lot of fun to talk to.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun. Speaking of fun too, we missed Nate today. Nate was not out there this morning.
Well, I don't. Was he out with the? Well, he wouldn't have been out with the North Gila boys.
No, I think he just didn't go out today.
Yeah. And it could be. It could.
I asked Austin this morning, and he said that Nate said that he wanted to let somebody else have a chance at winning today.
Okay.
That was what he said.
God, he showed up to Bow Disciples 2 years ago, and just newbie, missing targets left and right, and then I didn't see him for a year and a half, and then he showed up. What was it? The week before Walk the Trails.
No, week before high.
Week before High Noon on the Gila, and beat me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And you never know.
Just shot that deer. You got a deer, and he was
and I was like,
still on a high from that. I think.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I don't really care. Anybody who beats me. I don't give a shit. But I was like, because you could come to the. We've had people come to the range and like Brennan's a prime example where he's just like, oh yeah, I haven't shot this in 7 months, and then he smokes everybody, and a week later,
him and Tim are both.
Yeah, he's cussing at himself because he can't hit a fucking thing, and you're just like, oh okay, it was he just came back to the range, but then he followed it up, and I was like, when the fuck did you get good with a bow?
Yeah,
and he's just like, oh, I don't know, and then he in the videos you can see him, he's feeling himself, dude.
Oh yeah.
He is feeling himself, which good for him, man. I want him to have all the confidence in the world.
I was gonna say one thing I have learned with this archery game is it's a game of confidence. If you are confident in yourself, confident in your shot, you can be just as good as the guy that has a lot of practice and a lot more reps and a lot more shots and a lot more experience. I think because like I look at things like the last what was it, Walk the Trails, we did the 100-yard shoot, and Gump worked all day, cooked a bunch of food, had a bunch of beer,
half a bottle of Jameson,
and then still came out, shot the 100-yarder,
giggling the whole time,
took third, he was third closest, and I'm like, I would take that all day, all in the night, in the dark.
Gum's better when he's drunk.
No, but you get what I'm saying? Like, that's just his confidence, man. Like, I'm like, one day I want that. Like, one day I want to be that confident. Like, that's cool. Like, he just was like, I'm gonna smoke this. Like, no problem. Like, somebody hold this beer for me while I smoke this 100-yard shot. Like, I can't even see. Somebody light up my sight. And I'm sending it. The confidence, I think, goes a long ways with that for sure. And I think that's what Nate has been feeling the last few weeks is he's just, like you said, he's feeling it, and it's cool. It's good to see.
He's also made a lot of great changes in his life. I talked to him about it a little bit, and I was like, hey, good for you, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he completely stopped drinking whatsoever, which I was like that takes
a lot.
A different level of commitment at his age.
Yeah.
To do that. So I'm all for it, man. So I want him to come back to the range, and I don't care if he beats me every single week. If he keeps coming back out the range, and that helps him with his confidence in everyday life, I'm all for it, dude.
I give him that same tick because not only did he stop drinking or whatever entirely, I mean, that's one thing, but also to stop drinking and still put yourself around us fuckers that drinking all day and you got to deal with us all day. That's different. Yeah. If you stop drinking and then you're just out doing your own thing and you're, not around it, that's easy. I won't say it's easy, but it's a lot easier versus when he's out there and we're all having beers and having a good time. I give him mad props for just doing his thing, being smart, making the right decisions, and just holding his ground with the changes in his life. That's good.
Well, when Zach had his finally got sober, he didn't come out to the range for I like 2 months.
I imagine it.
And then he told somebody he was coming out to the range, and we all like went on a text chain. Where like nobody's drinking this week, or next week, or the week after that, or like we're not drinking for like a month and a half until
we're supporting, right? Like we support.
And we came out there and like we didn't drink for the first 2 weeks, and then Zach just comes up and he's like, "You guys realize that you can drink around
I'm
me?
fine.
I'm done.
Fine. Yeah,
he's like, he's like, literally, I am done.
Yeah.
I'm not going through that again. And we're just like, oh, okay. And then the next week we got fucking shit faced.
Floodgates opened.
And then Zach's just laughing at us because he's just like, it used to be me. I'm glad it's not me anymore.
He gets to just watch from the sidelines. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude.
No, good for Nate. I think me and him were talking about. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a few of us that are gonna go. I know you said you're going, but I think we're gonna go to Bow Disciples.
Oh, that's my vacation, man. Yeah. I'm going out there. I'm going out there early. I love that place. I love that shoot.
I've never been, so we'll see.
Oh, it's incredible, dude. It's fucking incredible. I love it. You will not regret it.
I want to shoot that, and I want to go up to so my parents, my dad, my mom, and my mom, they live in Prescott Valley, and I want to go shoot Granite Mountain. Those are the two I want to do this year. Yeah. I heard Granite Mountain. I heard is pretty sick.
Yep.
Never been, but I heard it's pretty sick. So we'll see. That one will be right before the hunt. The one that I can make is gonna be in August, which is cool because it gives me like reason to go right before, and I can shoot kind of at the elevation that I'm gonna be at, which could be. I don't want to say it's a big difference, but it could be a little bit of a factor. Yeah. But we'll see.
You should have Gump print you off different sight tapes for different elevations and stuff like that. Because
we did that.
If anything that we haven't talked about this, but his fucking sight tape app is
it's
incredible.
So unreal.
And
were you there the day that we shot the balloons when I got my first tape from him?
Yeah,
my very first.
We had that discussion where I was just like, "This is fucking amazing."
Yeah, we put a balloon at 80 yards. I literally slapped the tape on. Second shot, hit the balloon out of 5 people, I think. Yeah, and it was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I've never slid this sight down to move the bins. I don't know what I'm doing.
He's fucking incredible.
And just nailed it. Like
every time I used to sight in a bow, it used to be like, I gotta plan 4 hours to sight in this, because eventually you're gonna get you get your 20, and then you get your 60, and then you go out to 100, and you're like, oh well, it's a couple of yards. It's off, and then you got to go back, and then you got to reconfirm it. It's just like, and then Gump has this fucking sight tape printer, and he does all the measurements. I slap on a sight tape, get it to where it's at 20 yards. I went to 60, dead nuts for 2 arrows, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm going to go out to 100 yards. And then all in that red at the 100-yard target, and I was just like, why the fuck did nobody come up with this before? I was like, holy shit.
Well, that's like, and the crazy part is, so like, you're an experienced shooter. Go to today, I took my father-in-law out today, right? Gump worked on his bow. We put new strings on, new rest, got him arrows, redid it, revamped everything for him, right? Gump got his sight tape down. He goes, just go find his 20, slap the tape on, let's go shoot the course. That man was ahead of me the first 8 targets.
Yeah.
We got his 20 dialed, tight, and we didn't have to touch anything else. He didn't even try anything on bags before going to the foam targets. Nothing. He literally walked out there and was shooting 8s, 10s. I mean, we can get it better, but I think that's just gonna be him, right? But he's on target every time. He missed the last target.
Yeah. And
I think it was just because, to be dead honest, I think it was because he was beating me, and so he knew he had to make a good shot, and he biffed it. I'll be honest. And I was like, oh, and he's like, I messed that one up. And I'm like, all you had to do was get a 5, and you were gonna beat me today. I shot like shit. I'm like, that's all you had to do.
I tell people about that we had this discussion, but I tell people all the time, I'm like, go to Gump. I'm like, I swear on my unborn future children, it will take 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I swear to God, it will take 5 minutes. I'm not exaggerating. It will take 5 minutes for him to take all the measurements, plug it in, print out the sight tape. All you have to do is find your 20, and you're good to 120 yards.
Right.
And they go, and nobody does it.
Yeah.
And I'm just tell Gump, text him, be like, hey, bring your sight tape shit. Like, we'll do.
Well, that's Austin right now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I gotta go to Gum so he can make the tape. Like, just have him make it. Like, just have him. I mean, just send the measurements. Like,
well, he brings the stuff out. He'll bring it in like.
Yeah, we can do it out there. Yeah. My last one, we did it out there. I mean, it's a lot. I will say it's a lot easier because he can do it like while you're out there drawing, but it's a lot easier on a draw board, right? Like if he has the bow and a draw board, it's a lot easier.
We have the draw board at Southwest Bow
out there. Yeah.
It's, I'm like, there is no reason not to do it.
Right.
It will take you 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And then it'll take you longer to find your 20.
Yeah.
And then after that, everything's done.
Yeah.
Everything's done.
Seriously, I tell people, like, find your 20.
Austin can stop having to carry the 2 and like do his math in his head. And dude,
he was doing the math on his phone, and I'm just
he's like if 44 is 40, but I'm at 37. But I'm like, dude, that's way too much, dude. Like I can't.
44 is 30.
I can't do it, dude. Like I'm trying to help you, man, and I'm like, no. I'm trying to. Like, no, dude. You just have Gump make you a tape.
All right, I think that's a good time to end the podcast.
We're good.
Fucking pleasure, man.
Hey, we're gonna do a few of them before, hopefully before this hunt. I'd like to do maybe 2 more before. Maybe we'll do like a midsummer one.
Let's do one when you decide what bow you're gonna go with.
Okay. Yeah, and
you
know what? Maybe we can do one like when we're doing like the arrow builds or something like know like that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully
Gump won't overdose on beer.
Hopefully he don't go hang out with that mule anymore.